Hello and welcome to your Core Motion Fitness core and stretching class. I'm Sarah. We're gonna spend about 50 minutes together today going through a heat building series to warm up and then focus in on our neck, back, legs, and then have a focused core intensive set at the end, all right? So you're gonna see some other core work sprinkled in throughout this stretching time. So look forward to that. It's gonna be lots of fun. All you need is your mat. So let's go ahead and get started, all right? So I'm gonna turn sideways so that you can see the profile view here. We're gonna roll our shoulders back in place. Just wake up through our upper body. And then from here, let's go ahead and sink down into a nice chair position. So feet are hip distance apart. We're gonna reach our arms right past our ears. Nice pressure through the heels. Press your arms up and out to the side. And let's try that again. Big inhale as you sit down. And exhale to press open and around. Continue. Now each time you go down, just think about those ankles getting nice and limber, waking up through the upper body and legs. And one more time right here. Moving on, take your right leg, place it back behind you, dropping your heel toward the mat. Take both arms up. Pause for just a moment, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through an open mouth. And as you bring your back leg up, lift and hold, press your hands back behind you, opening through the front of the body. And let's try that again. Drop the heel to the back, arms up. And exhale, lift your knee, press your arms back, palms are open. Great job. Let's do one more on this side. And moving to the other side, reset, take your left leg back behind, dropping that heel. It may not touch the floor, no problem. Both arms up, take a big inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, lift your knee, press your hands back. And exhale up. And each time that foot goes to the floor, finding a little more pressure through the back heel, a little more lengthening through our calf and that back leg. And one more time. And lift and hold. Good, take both feet underneath your hips. We're going to move to the right first in a nice wide squat position. Squat down and round your back. Good, and release. We're gonna step right in toward the center. Bring our arms in, elbows to our ribs. Let's try that same side again. So squat down, round our backs, squat in, and arms up and in. Continue. Good, really opening through the front of the body, bringing our elbows to our lower rib, and one more time. And bring it up and in. Let's try that left side. So move to your left. Nice deep squat, rounding your back, and circling your arms up and in. Good, continue. Good job. One more time on this side, and then we're gonna put it all together. And right there in the center hold, move right back into your chair. So sink into your chair, a little deeper this time, press your hands out and away, reaching back behind the body, and sink down again. Good, inhale to go down, and exhale to come up. One more time. From here, we take our right leg back behind, reach our hands up, drop that heel to the floor, and lift. Press your hands back behind, stand nice and tall, balance. Two more on this side. Good job, last one. Now we are gonna take this right into our right side squat. So take a step to the right side and round our backs, and then bring it right back in And let's do 2 more just like that. Big squat down and round and bring it in. 1 more. And moving into our left leg. Take your left leg back behind to reach those arms out in front, dropping your back heel and lift the knee. Press your hands back, find that balance. 2 more. Great job. 1 more time on this side, and then we'll move right into that side squat with the rounded back. So take a step to the left side and round your back, draw your belly button in, step it in, big arm circle. 2 more just like that. And here's your last one. Go a little deeper in that squat. Great job. We're gonna cycle through that 1 more time. So sink into your chair, only 2 reps for each exercise. So sink down and rise up nice and tall. 1 more time, moving a little bit quicker. Right leg goes to the back. Drop your heel, exhale, lift and hold. Same side. And then moving into that squat, step to the right, round and step it right in. Do it again, please. Getting ready for the left side. Left leg goes back and dropping our heel, lift the knee, hold. 1 more time. And we'll move to the left side squat. Here we go. Round your back and step it in. And last time right here. And step it all the way in and hold. Good. Roll your shoulders back around. Come to the end of your mat. We are moving into our second phase of this heat building series. So hinging forward at your hips. Enjoy nice lengthening through the back of the legs, looking out toward the end of the mat, and then fold yourself all the way down, letting your arms hang wherever they can reach. And from here, you're gonna look toward the end of your mat, walk your hands out to a downward facing dog, palms open, heels reaching toward the mat. Now from here, we're gonna rise up on the balls of our feet. So rise up onto the balls of your feet and then set those heels down. And again, rise up onto the balls of the feet. Really great stretch for the bottoms of our feet and for our Achilles. And 1 more time. Great job. From here, we're gonna take that same motion, rolling up onto the balls of our feet. Draw your belly button in. Imagine you've got a big beach ball underneath you, and you're gonna roll over it into a plank position, and then roll back in that same fashion. So creating a lot of mobility through our spine. Always looking out toward the end of our mat when we rest in that plank position. And 1 more time here, up and over. And stay. From here, let's move on. Right leg, okay, knee comes to elbow. So let's bring it out to the side of our body and press back. You can do this on your knees if you prefer, just like that. And 1 more time. We're gonna take this back into our downward facing dog. So roll up and back and hold. Good, walk your hands in towards your feet. Bend both knees, crouch down into a small ball, and then tuck your tailbone and roll yourself slowly up, taking a big inhale at the top. And exhale, let's tip forward at our hips once again, flat back. Good, let's try that whole sequence again. Roll forward into your forward fold. Let your head just rest naturally between your biceps. And then walk yourself out into a downward facing dog. Hips are high, heels are low. And again, lifting the heels off the mat, stretching the bottoms of the feet, and then setting them down a little deeper each time. Only 1 more. And then let's go ahead and roll into our plank position. So draw the belly button in, roll up, rounding through your spine, roll into a plank position, and then roll right back out of it. And you've got one more like that. And we'll take our knee to our elbow, looking toward the end of the mat, knee to elbow, nice and slow. And one more on each side. Great job. And rock yourself back. Walk your hands to your feet. And we are going to add just a little bit more on this next one around. So roll yourself all the way up. Big inhale at the top. And exhale, forward fold. Good. And all the way down. Walk yourself out into your downward facing dog. A little quicker through these heel lifts. So lift up. And one more time. And then take that roll up and over, hold. Knee to elbow. 4 times total. And from here, we're gonna take our knees, lower them down to the mat, soften our elbows, lower our bodies down, and lift up into an up dog. Good. Draw your chin in ever so slightly. And tuck your toes, rock back, and walk your hands to your feet. Bend both knees, crouching into a small ball. And tuck your tailbone, roll yourself all the way up. At the top, palms come together. We lift up and back, and we'll take it into our forward fold again, starting with the hinge, reaching all the way down. Walk out to your downward facing dog. Hips are high, and begin to lift those heels up and down. One more time. And roll your body up and over that imaginary ball. Hold, knee to elbow. Here's 4. And one more time. Drop both knees to the ground, lower your body, and lift. Good, tuck your toes, rock back, and walk your hands to your feet. You've got one more time through. Crouch down into a small ball, roll yourself up. Big inhale at the top, palms together, lift up and back. And tip at the hips, forward fold, and walk out into your downward facing dog. Heel lifts are your first move down here, so lift. You've got 2 more. And now roll up and over, and knee to elbow. Here's 4, and 3. Great job. Bend both knees, lower your body down, and lift. Good. All right, we are warmed up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and rock back into a child's pose. Take some pressure off of our hands and wrists. Rotate them around. Great job. And we are going to go ahead and move down to our mat, prone position on the mat. That means face down. So go ahead and walk yourself back down to your mat. Taking your palms, placing them right in front of your shoulders. Feet are about hip distance apart. Elbows are at the edge of your mat. Draw your belly button in, squeezing through your glutes to find your starting position. Now we're just gonna roll our nose up off of the mat, lifting through our upper body, squeezing our shoulder blades together, pulling our chin in, and holding here. Good. Just waking up through our back and shoulders, and then release right back down to the mat. And let's do that again. Roll your nose up off of the mat, keeping your chin pulled in, and hold. Good, and release, adding on. So rolling up into that Sphinx position, hold. Now from here, if you're comfortable, I'd like you to go ahead and take your right arm, reach it out, keeping balance between the points that are on the floor. Bring your elbow back to your rib, hold, and reach out. And pull that back in, hold, and set your hand back to the mat. Switch to the other side. Inhale, reach, and exhale, pull the elbow to the ribs. One more time. And exhale, pull. And take the palm, place it back down to the mat. Roll yourself all the way back down. Let's try that again. Engage through your glutes and abdominals and roll your nose up off of the mat. Good. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach your right arm. Exhale, pull. And one more on this side. Inhale, reach. And exhale, pull. Place the hand back to the mat and switch to the other side. Inhale, exhale, pull. Now you'll find it's hard to keep your toes and your hips and your body balanced in this position. So squeezing your glutes, squeezing your core will really help. Place that hand down to the mat, roll yourself all the way down and release. We are going to add on here. So take both hands and place them to your low back to begin with. Draw the abdominals in, squeeze your glutes, and lift through your upper body, reaching your hands past your tailbone, being mindful that your head is not tipped back, but chin is pulled in tight. And release. Let's try that one more time. On your exhale, lift. Rolling your shoulders back in place, feeling the stretch in the front of the shoulders. And release. We're gonna move into a half bow. So take both hands, place them underneath your forehead. Take your right hand to your right foot, holding on to where your shoelaces would be. Now in that same extension, we're going to inhale through our nose. On our exhale, I'd like you to lift your upper body, lift your right knee, pressing it into your right hand, looking out past the end of your mat, and hold. Now roll your right shoulder back and around, opening through the front of the shoulder. And release. Let's try that one more time on this side. On your exhale, rise up. Once you're into a comfortable position, roll that shoulder back and around, lift a little bit higher. And release. Let's go ahead and take it to the other side. So left hand reaches to left foot. On your inhale, prepare. On your exhale, roll your upper body up, lifting your back knee off the mat, pressing your foot against your hand, and roll that shoulder back and around. And release down to the mat. Let's try that one more time. On the exhale, roll it up. And roll your shoulder back and around. Good. Now you have the option to do that one more time on each side, or you can do that with both legs in a full bow. So release the knee to the floor. Take your hands back to your starting position. Bend both knees. Lift your upper body. Reach one hand at a time towards your ankles. And I'd like you to flex your feet in this position. So holding onto your ankles, roll your shoulders back and around, resetting. Now pull your chin in tight, lift your knees if you can, squeezing through your glutes, look out past the end of your mat and hold here. Nice spinal extension. In 3, 2, 1, and release all the way to the mat and press back into a child's pose. And that is actually where our next sequence begins. We've got 3 different child's pose positions to release tension through our neck, our back, our shoulders, and create some movement in our hips and sacrum. So to begin with, child's pose 1, right here. Knees are out toward the end of or edges of the mat. Forehead is resting on your mat. I'd like you to just walk your fingers just an inch or 2 down the end of your mat. And pause here for a couple of breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through an open mouth. Very good. All right, from here, let's move on to child's pose number 2. We are going to lift our hips up off of our heels. Continue to slide your hands forward, and you're gonna feel this more in your upper back. So hips are high, forehead is still resting to the mat. And you can even separate those knees a little more if you'd like to. Really open up the hips that way. Hips are high. So an extended child's pose. And again, take 2 more deep breaths here. Very good, and release. Rock your hips back. Take 1 elbow at a time, place it on the mat, clasp your hands together, or put them together or clasp them, it's up to you. And again, we're gonna start with our hips low, putting a little pressure on our elbows to the mat, feeling this down the sides of your back. Very good, and if you'd like to, you can try that as well with your hips slightly elevated. So find a small arch in your low back. And let's take 1 more big inhale through the nose and out through an open mouth. And release. Place your hands on the floor and rock back. Roll your shoulders back into place, and we're gonna go ahead and move into the mid-back next. So go ahead and roll onto your back. And we will take our knees over to one side. So you're gonna roll yourself all the way over to one side. This is our open book. So palms are on top of each other, okay, letting your head rest to the floor. Let's take our top arm and just open it to the side, letting our shoulders rest on the mat. And then just close it right back up. And on your exhale, open again. Good, and you should be feeling that stretch right through your mid-back, that thoracic spine. And exhale, open. Good job, and let's release and move to the other side. So we're just gonna have some progressive movement here, but we wanna wake up through our mid-back before we make it more challenging. So open yourself up on your exhale. And inhale, close it back up. And exhale, open. Good, inhale, close it back up. This will be your last one. And exhale, open. Now we're going to engage the core a little bit more through this next sequence. So bring your knees back to center. Lift 1 knee at a time. Arms can be open. They can also be grounded here with your elbows down and your fists up. So while you're in this position, draw your belly button down to your spine. So that means that you're gonna feel your low back pressing towards the mat. Your inner thighs are hugging each other tightly. So arms open or elbows down, and we are going to inhale to lower our knees to one side, keeping our shoulders completely grounded, and then exhale, slowly bring it back up to the center, and we'll switch to the other side. So if the knees at 90 degrees does not feel good on your back, then you have the option to bring your knees in closer to your body, just like this. So inhale down for 3 counts, and exhale up for 3 counts. Okay, again, keeping your elbows or your palms pressing toward the floor, finding that stopping point every single time right at the top of the movement. And again, this is more challenging the further that your knees are away from your midline. Great job. Let's do this one more time right here. Inhale down. And exhale, all the way up and hold. Great job. We're going to add just a little bit more to this movement. So if you want to stay with the bent knee option, that's great. We're going to change this into a scissor drop. So we're going to take our knees, Elbows are still down or palms to the floor, lowering down. As you lower, scissor your legs away from one another. And then on your exhale, bring your knees back to center and hold. And switch to the other side. Inhale down, scissor the legs apart. Try to keep your shoulders grounded. And exhale back to center. Should really be feeling your obliques, okay? And also feeling that release through the mid-back. And let's try one more for each side. Nice and slow. Inhaling down, scissor the legs at the furthest point. Exhale, bring it all back in. And switch to the other side for the last time through right here. And bring it all back in and release. Rock your hips side to side. Very good. And take your hands behind your legs, roll yourself up to a seated position, and we are gonna work on some forward flexion. So starting with bent knees, okay? Sitting right on top of your sitting bones, hands by your sides or on the floor. I want you to sit tall, draw the belly button in, and then just begin by lowering your chin towards your chest. So this is gonna feel so good on your upper back, upper and mid back. So tuck your chin and just melt into yourself here. Pulling your abdominals in, rounding. You can even slide your hands down your legs. Pause for a moment. And then on your exhale, just roll yourself up to a seated position. And we'll do that again. Doesn't seem like much, but really gets the tension in the upper back. Tuck our chin, roll, 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 one vertebrae at a time. And on your exhale, roll it back up. Very good. All right, we're gonna add just a little bit more. Take your hands, okay? This time they're gonna slide underneath your calves. So you may need to open your legs wider, so sit tall, inhale. On your exhale, lower your chin, slide your hands underneath your calves, drawing your abdominals in, going down just a little bit deeper into the stretch, sliding your hands toward your ankles. And on your exhale, roll yourself up. And resting at the top. Let's do that again. Feels so good on the back. Draw the belly button in, tuck your chin, and slide, taking your time. And on the exhale, rise back up. We've got one more just like that. That feels great on the back of the shoulders, feels great all down the spine. Tuck your chin. Go a little further as this is your last one in this position. And exhale all the way up. Very good. Adding a little bit more extension through this movement. Bring your elbows out to the side. Opening through the front of the body. Continue to keep the knees bent. And on your exhale, we're just going to tip forward, rolling ourselves down as far as we can. And then one vertebrae at a time, lifting back up. And at the top, pull your elbows back behind you. And let's do that again. Tuck your chin, just a little bit of pressure from the fingertips to the head. And as you're coming out of this stretch, press your head against your fingertips. And let's try that one more time. And exhale, lower. Again, a little pressure between the head and the fingertips. And on your exhale, press your head to your fingertips once again. And creating great posture through our body. And release. Okay, moving into rotation. So we're gonna stay in the same position. So if you need to move your legs for a minute and let your hip flexors relax, you can do that. But then go back to that bent knee position here. We'll take our fingers back behind our ears, just a little pressure right behind the ears. And we're gonna take this into a rotation. So we'll rotate to the right first. So rotate to the right. Okay, take your left hand and reach it across your right knee. Gently put pressure on that leg, and as you're doing so, pull your right elbow back, keeping your chin pulled in, and come back to the center. We'll do that same side again. So as you're doing this, it's not just the back and shoulders getting a release, you're also feeling your obliques working as you are holding that twist. Now, on these next twists, I want you to go a little deeper. Pull the elbow a little higher. And inhale back through the center. Last one for this side in this position. So exhale, twist and reach. Good. Inhale right back up to the center, and let's try it on the other side. Exhale. So just twist first, make it a gentle bit of pressure on the leg. No need to go any further. And inhale back through the center. Again, exhale, rotate, reach the arm. Again, slide a little bit more, continuing to pull that elbow up and back. And inhale back through the center. Good. Again, exhale, last one for this side. Sliding as low as you can go. And inhale back through the center. And we are going to add a little bit deeper movement here. So roll those shoulders back, give them a little wiggle, stretch out your legs if you need to. From here, we're going to bend our right leg and keep our left leg straight with a flexed foot. So legs come out to about the edges of your mat. We're gonna start again with our fingers behind our ears. This time, I'm going to have you drop your elbow down toward your mat. And you may not touch your elbow to your mat, and that's okay. But in that case, then take your forearm and just gently set it down. Or if you'd like to, you can hold underneath the calf. So a couple different options. So elbow to the floor, or forearm to the floor, or hand to the calf. From here, we're going to rotate up even more, okay? So putting pressure on the forearm, breathing deep, inhaling through our nose, exhaling to twist a little bit deeper, and inhale back through the center. We've only got one more on that side. That's such a big stretch. And exhale, rotate. As you rotate, tip forward, engaging your core, and take your forearm to the floor or your hand under your calf, and open, open, open. And inhale right back through the center. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So release, take your left knee, bend it, flex your right foot, reset your body, sitting on those sitting bones, and rotate. Dropping the elbow down, and again, forearm to the floor or underneath the calf as your elbow comes up. Now, this side for me is a little bit less flexible, so that might be the case for you, and that's okay. Just work with what you've got. And inhale back through the center. Good, same thing. Exhale, rotate. And begin to tip. Good, stay right here. Take 3 big breaths. On each exhale, melt into this stretch just a tiny bit more. And rotate all the way back up to your seated position and release. All right, feeling great through our shoulders and back. Let's move on to legs. So come into a kneeling position. And we're gonna take one leg forward into a nice low lunge. So let's go ahead and start with our right leg, stepping forward, our knee aligning over our ankles. And that back leg, as you can see, is extended back behind me. So I'm not here in a 90-90 position. It's really hard to release the hip flexor that way. So we're gonna take the leg back behind. If you need extra cushion under your back knee, fold your mat over. But knees are about hip distance apart. And we're gonna stay right here, lifting our arms up and just melting down into that hip flexor release. From here, draw the abdominals in. Grow a little taller through your hands, and then rotate towards your front leg. Hold, look just past your right elbow, as you continue to lengthen through the arms. And then come back through the center. We'll do one more like that, and then we're gonna add more. So exhale, rotate, rotate, rotate. And then inhale back through the center. Dropping our right arm towards the floor, reach up and over with the left arm, trying to keep all of your toes connected to the floor in the front. And then bring the arm right back up. And exhale, up and over. And right back through the center. Let's put those two moves together. So release for just a minute. And we're gonna exhale, lift both arms up. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale back through the center and lower your right arm down as your left arm comes up and over. And inhale, center. Let's do that again. Up and rotate toward the front leg. And inhale through the center. Lower the hand. And release. Good. Take that front leg, stretch it nice and long, and connect your back toes to the mat behind you. And hold here for a brief hamstring release. And then let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So bring your front leg in and take your left leg forward. Sink down into that nice deep low lunge. Sweep both arms up and hold. Draw your abdominals in, inhale, and then exhale, rotate towards your front leg. Again, trying to keep our knee pointing toward our toes. And inhale back through the center. Good, and exhale. And inhale back through the center. On your next exhale, lower your left hand toward the mat and reach the right arm up and over. And left hand joins the right hand. And again, exhale, lift up and over. And inhale back to the center. Release the hands to the mat. Give yourself a quick break if you need it. And then let's put those moves together. So reset, tuck our hips underneath, knee is over our ankle, sweep the arms up on the inhale. Exhale, rotate towards your front leg. And inhale, center, drop the left arm, lifting up and over. And inhale, center. Let's do it again. Exhale, lift up and rotate, reaching your arms tall. Inhale, center, and exhale, lift up and over. And release. Good. Rock back, tuck your back toes, straighten out your back, lifting your chin ever so slightly, and feel nice release through the hamstring. And we are going to move on. So from here, we're going to start on our knees. Let's take our right leg out to the side. So the inside of your foot is pointed toward the mat, so your inner thigh is also pointed toward the mat. You are up on that one knee. Again, if you need a little extra cushion, fold over your mat. So beginning here, arms are going to come up. Your first option, drawing the abdominals in, squeezing through your glutes, is to reach your hand down to the mat, and you're in a supported side bend. And then engage through the glutes and core, push up off of the floor, and join your hands together at the top. One more time in that modified position. So reaching up, up, up and over, and push off the floor, and all the way up. So you can try that one again, or if you'd like to, try to keep your palms together, grow a little taller through your midsection. Inhale, exhale, reach up and over, pushing your palms together and reaching your hands as long and far as you can. And then engage through your obliques and lift up, right back to the center. Let's do two more just like that, or whichever position you are most comfortable in. Reach. So it's really common to kind of fold in on ourselves. We want to keep our arms open and then lift up and back to center. Last one right here. Exhaling over and inhale back to the center and hold. Staying on the same side. Place your hand down on the mat. We are going to flex our extended leg. So our right leg is flexed, our abdominals are pulled in, and we're going to lift that leg up off of the floor. Now you may want to even just hold the lift here. You don't have to move it if you don't want to go any further. Hand can be on your hip or it can be straight up. We're gonna have a little bit of hip action here. So pulsing that top leg up, supporting with a nice, strong, stable side, medial glute. Keep going. You've got 4 and 3, 2, and we've got some small circles. So circle forward and circle backwards. Very good. And let that foot come all the way down to the mat. Take both hands, rotate them down to the floor, turning your front leg, sliding your back leg into a pigeon, and we're gonna hold here. We'll do the other side, don't worry. We're just gonna momentarily stop here. Shift your hips side to side, and then reach your hands all the way down to the mat. Great job. Walk those hands right back underneath the shoulders. If you would like to, you can rock back here for a quad stretch, okay? Or if you would like a little more, take your same hand as back leg, so right hand to right leg, and sink down nice and evenly between front and back legs, supported with one hand, or if you would like to, reach the arm out in front, lift your chest, lean back into that back leg for 3, 2, 1, and release. Hand to the floor, release your hand. Good. From here, we're going to take our back leg, bend it. Okay, our right hand is going to sweep up. We're going to lift our hips up and forward and feel a wonderful release through our hips and inner thighs. And release. Good job. Let's try everything on the other side. So coming back to our knees. This time we will take our left leg out to the side. So kneeling on that right knee. Both hands begin up. Check your foot. The inside of your foot is pointing to the mat. And again, zip up nice and tight. And we are just going to tip forward. Tip to the side and reach that top arm over. Good. Bottom arm comes to meet it as you engage through your obliques. And again, exhale over. And inhale right back up to the top. And again, modify in that same way, or push your palms together, grow a little bit taller, squeeze your glutes, and over you go. Reaching the arms. Inhaling back through the center. This is kind of a sneaky core exercise. You're really gonna feel it here through your obliques in the next days. And back to the center. That lateral flexion is so good for our body. We need to work our core in all different ranges. And right back to the center. Good, take your hand to the ground. Opposite hand reaches up or hand goes to the hip. As we lift our extended leg, flexing our foot, you can hold that isometric fold or you begin to pulse. Little baby pulses up. And medial glutes working hard on both sides of the body. Here's 3, 2, 1. Now circle the leg forward, trying not to wobble too much in that stabilizing leg. And switch directions. Round you go. Here's 3, 2, 1, and set the leg down. Rotate towards the front of your mat and get ready for your pigeon stretch. So back leg extends behind you, front heel goes to the hip pocket. Stay here for a moment and just rock a little bit side to side. And then extend the arms all the way out. Very good, and walk your hands in. Now remember, modification is to take your back leg, bend it, and feel the stretch in your quads in this position. Or supported pigeon, we're gonna take the hand, same hand as back leg, lift up a little taller, roll that shoulder back and around. Hopefully you feel the nice stretch in the back quad. Stay supported, or if you'd like to, try the balancing act here. Leaning back ever so slightly. This side doesn't want to balance as well. That's okay. As you can see, we all have imbalances in our bodies, and you just have to work with what you've got. Good job. And from here, let's go ahead and release that back leg to the mat. So left hand comes up, right hand supports you, and we'll press our hips forward, opening through the front of the body. Pause here for 3 deep breaths. And last one. And release. Circle that arm down and around, and let's go ahead and move on to our hands and knees. So on our hands and knees, we are gonna move into some glute work, plank work, and then we will be done with our session together. So from here, what I'd like you to do is take your left elbow and drop it down to the mat. So first things first, engage the core. You're gonna be working your right leg. So left elbow down, right hand supporting, and we're going to extend our right leg back behind and then open the hips ever so slightly. Okay, you already can feel your glutes working from this position. You're also going to feel your obliques. I like to put my hands in a little tripod sometimes so that I don't have as much flexion in my wrist, or I'm sorry, extension in my wrist. So go ahead and bring your knee to your elbow, and then you're just gonna point it up to the corner of the room that you're in. So knee to elbow, and then point it up at an angle. Good. Little bit of glute action here, lot of glute action actually, to be really honest with you. And your supporting leg is working just as hard in this position. Let's go ahead and do 2 more here. And last one, and hold. Now take that extended leg, tap it behind your stabilizing leg, and then right back out to the side. So a little rainbow here, tap behind and out to the side. Good. And we'll just do a couple more of these. We're not going to crazy burnout, just engaging, finding some movement in the hips. And last one right here. Extend it out and hold. Now, if you'd like a challenge, flex your foot and pulse up, up, up. So very similar to that kneeling side bend that we did. Here's 3, 2, 1, and release. Bring both legs in and just move them side to side. Very nice. Now we will do the other side, but intermission move, okay, is a plank position. So let's go ahead and bring our elbows to the mat. We're gonna walk our knees back behind us. So we're not on our kneecaps, we're on the front of our knees. Modification first, so palms are down. Modification is lifting only one knee off of the mat, tucking your hips ever so slightly, feeling your hamstrings engage, pressing up away from the mat, and holding this position. Okay, now you can also do this from a full plank position right here. So choose which one works best for you, and look out toward the end of your mat, and we're just gonna hold. You've got 10 seconds left right here. And 3, 2, 1, and release. Rock back into a nice extended child's pose. And then let's try the other side. So rocking forward into our plank again. Okay, again, starting, maybe you need to just try first with the knees on the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. And then if you'd like to, lift the knees off of the mat. Squeeze your inner thighs like you've got a tennis ball between your knees and also behind your knee of your lifted leg. Holding for 10 seconds longer right here. You've got this. Everything's shaking a little bit. In 3, 2, 1, release. Rock back again. And then we will move onto our hands and knees for the other side. So onto the hands and knees. This time drop your right elbow and forearm to the mat. Extend your left leg back behind. Open the hips ever so slightly. And then bring your knee to your elbow. Bring it in, and then again, you're pointing up to the corner of the room, squeezing your glutes as you do so. Inhale in, and exhale up. Now it's really easy to kind of cave in to our supporting arm, but I want you to be strong, press away, continue to have good posture, even while you're here supporting yourself in this position. One more time, and extend and hold, rainbows. Tap behind, and then tap or lift out to the side. So we're not tapping to the side, we're just reaching. Out you go. Toes are pointed, lift up and over. We've got 2 more right here. And last one. And hold the leg out to the side, flex your foot, pulse, pulse, pulse. Come on, you can do this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Oh my goodness. Rock those hips back. Take your hands to the right side as you press your hips to the left. That move always makes my whole body shake, and I love it. Take your hands to the other side. Great job. And right back through the center. And we're gonna go into our cat-cow just for a quick release. Belly button pulling into the back. And exhale. Great job. And stop right through the middle, extending opposite arm and leg. Let's find some balance right at the end of this workout. Good. From here, reach your extended arm, tap back to meet your toe, and extend all the way back out. Good. And you can do this lower on the ground. Maybe you'd like to go to the end of the mat and then tap. One more time, extend and release. Switch to the other side, extend and hold, squeezing through your glutes. And on your exhale, reach back, tap that toe. You can find it. And exhale again. And inhale, reach. One more time. Can't find my toes. And reach back out. And down to the mat you go. Rock back onto your heels. Lift your chest up. Take both arms. Press them out to the side. And as you lower the hands, tilt your head to one side. Drop your chin, look down towards your armpit. A little bit of pressure right here. While you're hanging out right there, take your other hand and just wrap it behind your hips, anchoring it for just a moment. And let your chin roll down towards your chest. And to the other side you go. Drop that chin toward the armpit and gently put a hand on the back of the head. And if you'd like a little bit more, take your hand behind, hook it to the hip. Great job. Release both hands, drop your chin. As your head comes up, roll your shoulders back and around. And you are done with this core and stretching workout. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you again soon.